This was one of the most exciting things about the cruise, which was a feeding frenzy with the seagulls. We did pay $35 for our entire trip, not just the cruise. We actually paid negative money for the cruise. I'll explain all that later. Make sure you stay to the end so that you can see everything we spent on this vacation.
Valerie, Kyle Travel Channel.
I will start with we had delay after delay for our flight. We were flying in the same day. I know people are not a fan of it. Some people are okay with it. However you choose to do that, that's up to you. We finally made it with time to spare, but I felt bad for anyone waiting at the Long Beach airport. There were lines and lines and lines, all because of the fog. All the cars were sitting there going nowhere, just lines everywhere. The sun is finally coming out. We're in Long Beach, heading on to the Radiance. This is one of the first times that we were in an interior hallway room. So there's interiors and then there's some that are in the middle of the hallway. That's the one we chose. There was nothing wrong with the room itself. There was plenty of space. It wasn't anything like that. It was that we left our room all day and would come back and the bed was not made up. There were no towel animals. We did not have towels. We were trying to figure out what time do they clean these rooms. There wouldn't be anything noted as to why that happened. There was only one day where we were gone all day, came back for an hour. It was maybe 4 p.m. We got a note under the door saying, hey, if you want us to take care of your room, just give us a call. I don't know what the heck happened, why there was no attention paid to the middle of the hallway. We've been on probably 6 or 7, maybe even 8 Carnival Cruises at this point. This is the first time we've ever had anything like this happen with our room steward. It's worth noting, it's not going to stop us from cruising, but it certainly was not a great look. We pretty much have a tradition at this point. The day that we board the ship, we go and get pig and anchor because they do have really delicious smoked meats, pulled pork. The chicken is great. This time we caused a little bit of a feeding frenzy. They love the cruise life. They're all just waiting for food. Yeah, we tried to cover it. You got that napkin off? Oh no! We tried to cover it. Oh my god. Oh no. They're out of control. Plate's almost clean. Oh my god, there's so many. This cruise was a little bit different than all the other cruises with Carnival that we've been on for various reasons. I don't even know why. It was just not what we expected. So we spent time doing things that we don't normally do. The first one being heading to the gym. We're at the gym. Seems crazy, but we are, pushing us to work out more. So we're on the bike and then we're gonna go to comedy after that. They said that there are just shy of 4,000 people on this cruise, which it's pretty busy. The casino is the busiest I've ever seen it. Speaking of the casino being busy, it was so busy, there were no open machines, so we went to the Welcome Aboard show.
Your cruise right here is mine! Come on, ladies! Hands up, hands up!
We did go to comedy, and that is one thing that Carnival gets right out of all the other cruise lines we've been on. MSC was okay, Royal Caribbean, Virgin didn't really have a traditional comedian. Carnival gets it, they know how to do comedy, they know who to bring in. In all the shows we've seen, there's maybe been 1 or 2 that were okay. The rest have been amazing. We usually try to start our mornings with walks along the walking track. I think on this ship, 10 laps was a mile compared to the Royal Caribbean ship we were just on. 2.4 laps was a mile, which means that ship was just insane. It was gigantic. This one, it's okay. You do walk through kind of a crowded area. People are always standing in the way, so it's not ideal. We did relax quite a bit, and then surprise, surprise, back to the gym because why not? I am at the gym. It's actually pretty busy. We're going to be here every day because we cruise a lot, we eat a lot, we need to start working out more. I just lifted weights. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the treadmill for a while. We already did laps upstairs too. So we are keeping pretty active compared to what we normally do on cruises. Carnival shows are pretty typical setup. You're gonna have singing and choreographed dancing. Normally I have been experiencing other ships and other types of shows, and I feel like there is room to step it up a little bit, do some different things. This show specifically, though, they do have drones during one of the songs, which is super cool. This is our third time to Ensenada. The first time we did deep sea fishing, so much fun. The second time is a food tour. I'll link to that. Amazing, loved it. This time we made up a little scavenger hunt for ourselves. Okay, we just got to the little port area, I guess, where there's like shopping, there's some water, there's the ship. We are exploring Ensenada. We just left the little cruise port shopping area. We're gonna walk around and try to find Dean's Wonky. Last time we were here, Kyle saw the Dean's Wonky sign that looks like Willy Wonka, and it had me in tears. So we're gonna go try to find it and maybe get some wonky chunky, is what I'm gonna call it. It was probably the tequila last time, but I was not expecting Kyle to say, "Hey Valerie, it's not Willy Wonka, it's Dean's Wonky here." And it had me in tears. I was laughing so hard, and I have been wanting to find it ever since. The only way that I knew how to find Dean's Wonky was to retrace our steps from last time. Luckily, I took pictures of the places we went to on the food tour, so I Googled the last place I remember going to before we saw Dean's Wonky, and I plugged it in. We headed right there with our navigation. It's weird. It was a very interesting experience. You definitely have to see it. I think where we need to go is down that way. I think. Based on my map. Ooh, gotta walk. Well, there's some spots over here for tacos. I gotta flip back to my map in a second once we walk past here. Okay, so we made it here, which I know this was the last stop on our food tour last time, and I know that we saw the sign right around this time. We did have churros there. They had coffee as well. Looked really good. You're so close to the port, even in this little area. It felt safe walking around. You should just explore if that's something you're interested in.
I thought maybe it was this way, but I couldn't say for sure. It was so long ago.
I know. Dang it. I don't know where Dean's Wonky is. Oh my God, Kyle spotted it. I was just about to give up, and then he said, "There's the sign right there."
Gallery guy.
Thanks. Okay, here's the handcrafted chocolate from Mexico. Is this where? Okay, we're following the sign, but it's leading us into a massage parlor.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's over here. Well, yeah. Huh. It does.
Can I answer any questions for you? This place. It's the first room on the right. I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
I make the chocolate myself.
Cool.
It didn't look like we were in a chocolate store.
Yeah, well, we offer two pleasures of improved health: massage and dark organic chocolate.
There you go.
I don't keep my list down because the place is full. We got a bunch of massage. Almost. Come on in. I'll shut the door so I can keep the place down. People, when they're having a massage or patient.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me show you what we got here. These bars are $5. My favorite is the one with blueberries. I don't drink coffee, but the people who do like the one with the coffee beans.
Okay. Well, I think she'll probably want that one because she really liked the logo.
I did.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
that
I designed it.
I loved
Yeah,
it so
thanks.
much.
Yeah, that's me. That's my name, Dean.
Oh, that's awesome.
So let me show you which one's is my favorite.
We're currently in Dean's Wonky, which is in the bottom of a massage place in the first room. So we're checking out the chocolates, and the guy said his name is Dean, and he designed the label himself, which was what brought us back here. So we're gonna buy some chocolates and see how they are. We did it. We got the Dean's Wonky. This car is backing up. We got the Dean's Wonky, and you know, the whole thing where we wanted $15 worth, but he didn't know how to use the card reader. And then we had a $20 bill, but he didn't have change, so we ended up getting $20 worth instead of 15. Whatever, it's fine. This is the one that is mango. I'm gonna try it and see. I mean, it does look homemade. Oh. Okay. It has mangoes in it, so it looks how it's supposed to look. Let us pray that this is good. I didn't make us go to Dean's Wonky for bad chocolate. I'm pretty good. It's dark chocolate. Definitely looks handmade.
Yeah. Well, I could tell that by the wrapping. So why is it so baggy?
I know. And he said he sends money to 4 different countries for different things. No, thank you. To support different places. So I felt fine giving him a 20, even though we only wanted 15. I guess check out Dean's Wonky. It's quite an experience. You go into a back room and check out his secret chocolate supply. Where to next? So we're gonna go find the place where last time on our tour she said it's supposedly where margaritas were invented. We basically went on the same kind of walking path we did when we did the food tour. I'm gonna link to that so that you can see the most fun I've had on a food tour. It was the best time. Okay, we are in the historic center. This was the street that we were just walking on, and it's all restaurants and nice outdoor seating. Everything just looks really nice there. The view's pretty too. The ship is right there, so you can see how close we really are to the port. It's super nice to walk around. Oh, I did eat a piece of the dried mango that was on top of the chocolate. That was pretty good. Impossible to eat with the chocolate, but I do love some dried mango. Hot damn. I might get some on the way back because they have the little pieces that are covered, so they're just slightly spicy. And in my video about the food tour last time, all I kept talking about was these dang mango pieces. And I was like, I just want more mango. That's all I want. This is where it is. Oh, there's a nice picture spot. There's the big tree. And here's a bunch of segways for Segway tours. There's a dog playing. He's got a little jacket on and tiny boots. It's very cute. This looks like a really nice place just to relax. Okay. Oh, Salon Casino. Taking the ramp. Menu. Looks more like a cafe. Alright, we found the little bar. This was probably something that interested me more than it should have. As we were there ordering our drink, he did get the margarita, and it would fill up, and you could hear someone announcing about different historical things. They were tour groups from cruises, and then they would leave and it'd be dead again, and then it would fill up for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then it'd be dead again. So while it looked busy, then a few minutes later it was completely empty. He said the margarita was good. There was live music, which I really appreciated, that they did have entertainment in the courtyard area, and you were able to also just walk around the whole place. They had beautiful architecture, pictures, chandeliers. It was a really nice experience. It was just so interesting to see what it's like when you see the influx of tourists and then you see them go. And then seeing that, realizing you don't really need to have a tour. It is really nice to have a tour guide. But really, you can find all of these things and do them on your own if you really want to. Save a couple bucks that way. I always kind of like doing the tours because I like to learn while I'm there. We did take a tour around the place ourselves, saw all the beautiful, intricate artwork all over. It was very pretty. It would be kind of cool to see a show in here. There was like a stage area. I don't know if they do put on shows, but I think that would be awesome. After this, we did walk around a little bit outside, enjoyed the weather, and then headed back to the ship. We did stop for one more thing along the way that I could not pass up. We're back on the ship. We made our own scavenger hunt today, looking for Dean's Wonky, which we found, and the place where they said margaritas were invented, which we found. I also got some of the dried mangoes that I love so much with a little bit of chili on the outside. We're back on the ship. Tonight is Deal or No Deal and the Love and Marriage show. Got our Deal or No Deal cards. Hopefully we win something. Starts in 15 minutes. Fingers crossed. This is always really fun, and the crowd gets so into it by the end.
He's gonna swap it. Let's open up case number 18.
Love and Marriage has to be my favorite show to go to on a Carnival cruise. Every single show has the same set of questions, but it's different because of the contestants. And there's always a pair that just stands out. And I recorded these two because they were just amazing. They were so funny, the things that they said.
Armando! What's one thing you think she'd make smaller? My belly. Your belly! And what's one thing you think she'd make bigger? Coming over to you. What would you make smaller first? What would you make smaller?
His nose.
And what's one thing you'd make bigger? I ain't reading that, ain't mine.
There's always a couple that stands out, and if you could not hear it, she spelled out D-I-C-K, and it matched his answer. They were so funny. I know I've said before that we are casino people because we typically do spend time in the casino. It was almost impossible to find machines this time. I swear we would get up, people would be on all the machines, we'd go to bed, it'd be the same people. I don't know how people were there for hours on end. That's why we ended up going and doing all these different things. It's time for comedy again, and this comedian was fantastic. He had an entire bit where he went through a bunch of different songs that had the same melody or tune behind it, and it was so funny. The crowd loved it. I did take a video, and I'm gonna put just a snippet here and see if it'll let me because it's just great.
So
is dead, the wicked witch, the witch, oh witch. King Kong, the wicked witch is dead, 'cause she's got hungry eyes. Well, from you and in the sky. Where do we go now? Hiding somewhere in the
It's airport time, and then I will give our final cost breakdown and my final review. We're at Long Beach Airport, waiting a couple hours for our flight, and I wanted a coffee, so I went and got an iced caramel macchiato with oat milk. So that's what I would normally get. And she was ringing it up, and I was like, oh, okay, 5 something, plus $1 for caramel, whatever, plus $2 for oat milk. And then I was like, $9.68 for an itty bitty little single shot of coffee. So probably not going to be having too many more of those, especially not at the airport. But we're headed home today. Okay, now I complained about how expensive this caramel macchiato was, but it's so good. It's hitting the spot. So I'll probably come back and get more. I'm sure I will. Overall, we did have a good time on this cruise. My only complaint that I said at the very beginning was that our room never got cleaned. We didn't get fresh towels. We didn't know when they were coming by, or even if they were. It definitely felt like those interior rooms were just an afterthought. I don't know, it's very weird. Not my favorite experience, but the rest of the cruise was great. The comedy, amazing. This was kind of a fun shot to capture, and I had to leave it in because that's the cruise ship that we were just on, and it looks so itty bitty. Now, let's talk about how much we spent. We are going to start with travel logistics as always. Southwest, we used points for our flight, so that was $0 out of pocket. We do have the companion pass. Same going there and going back. For the cruise, our cost was $819.30 for the cruise. We had gratuities, deal or no deal, a couple, coffees or drinks or something that I got. But we had an onboard credit of $1,000. So our cost actually ended up being negative $26.18. We did not spend as much as our onboard credit, which we got that offer after one of our cruises. We never really gamble a ton in the casino. We've gotten a couple thousand points, certainly not like 20,000, maybe 3, 4, 5,000. And they sent us a crazy deal for this onboard credit, and we could use it up to 8 times. We thought it was a typo, but someone else said they had gotten a similar offer. We took the cruise for negative $27. We did have some Uber credits, so we paid $0 for that. Our total with our comps, negative $26.18. Total without points and comps, $1,498. I did the math on this about 10 times because I couldn't believe it, but that's what it ended up being. Moving on to food, which we normally don't have a ton of comps for. Airport water, $8.72. We ate breakfast at the Amex Lounge. In Ensenada, we didn't really spend that much. Dean's Wonky and my mangoes were $25. And then we did eat at the airport on the way back for $27.01, meaning $60.73 was our total. For entertainment, cruise, deal or no deal is extra, so we paid $40, and I did add that already into the cruise cost. That was really the only thing we did. We didn't even do any excursions, so $0 there too. That means that for our total for this entire cruise, taking into account the cruise was negative money for us, we paid $34.55. It would have cost $1,558.73 had we paid for everything out of pocket. This just shows how much you can save by using points to travel, taking advantage of offers when you get them. If it's good, we'll book ahead and we will try to get that scheduled so that we don't lose out on $1,000 onboard credit. That's crazy. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Click here to see how our Ensenada food tour was, my favorite tour we've ever done, and click here to see our most recent Virgin cruise.